Joe Rogan and Whoopi Goldberg. What's up with that?
Oh,
So Joe Rogan, all the old gray-haired rock singers that I still listen to some of their songs, and I know who they are. But heck, you probably don't even know who Neil Young is, are leaving Spotify because Joe Rogan had Dr. Peter McCullough on and Robert Malone. Malone's the guy that was one of the people that invented mRNA vaccines, the vaccine that's being used against this current endemic that we're facing now. And McCullough is board certified, very well credentialed, and all they did was speak the truth and the facts, and people are trying to take them down.
Yeah, I mean, McCullough is a world-renowned cardiologist. One of the best cardiologists in the world. When he speaks, people listen. You look at Dr. Malone. He's been the chairman of multiple committees and boards for the NIH. Mm-hmm. Both of those guys are highly, highly credible. Excuse me. And then you look at Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is not picking a side. He just lets people have differing opinions. And the left, they want you to have an opinion as long as it's their opinion. You can have things that come out of your mouth as long as it's their talking points. As soon as it differs from what they want their agenda to be, they are out for you. The Whoopi Goldberg situation too, tying into that is crazy. She basically says the Holocaust wasn't that bad. The Holocaust wasn't about race. My grandfather, 82nd, was a staff sergeant in the 82nd Airborne, went into the OSS, which for those that don't know, that's the Office of Strategic Services, which you now know is the CIA. After World War II, was a long time, government employee. And, he used to tell us grandkids stories of the smells of concentration camps when they liberated those concentration camps throughout Europe. And, I remember the never really cried in front of us, but I remember some watery-eyed stories from my grandfather, who was a guy who could break your hand at 70 with a handshake. They don't make them like that anymore. So it was infuriating to me to hear Whoopi's words. And then to see only a 2-week suspension from The View. Roseanne Barr, a friend of both of ours, Barr gets fired and cancel cultured and literally obliterated off the map for saying nothing near what Whoopi Goldberg did about Valerie Jarrett. And Roseanne, by the way, is a comedian, a very good one. And, it's unreal. So Roseanne gets canceled. Whoopi gets a 2-week suspension. And instead of, instead of just being humble and being quiet for 2 weeks, you've seen the reports like I have. She's beating the drum about how she's being mistreated over this, Colonel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I can't help but laugh because what I'm thinking to myself, people are going to get mad at me about it and what I'm going to say, but it's so wonderful. We do still have a lot of free speech in this country, because without that, we wouldn't be able to have seen how dumb Whoopi Goldberg's real ideas were. And Whoopi's a comedian too, but she wasn't being funny. I mean, all you got to do is go read the thousands of pages of documents written by Adolf Hitler and all of his guys from Nazi Germany that talks about how they want to wipe the Jewish race off the map of the entire earth. The other thing that's great about having free speech is that her ideas are dumb, and we have free speech here, so she can hear how dumb her ideas are from people that know what the hell the facts are. So I don't want to see her canceled. I don't even know that I would have suspended her, but I wouldn't cancel or suspend anybody because I want the ideas out there. That's the whole idea, right?
Agreed.
Behind free speech is the only thing that's good for bad speech that cleanses it is good speech and more of it. So, that's a modification of a well-known phrase. If you're worried about somebody's speech, then put out more speech. That's what fixes it. None of the censorship stuff and everything, because it makes people not trust people. That's part of the issue. What we have with what's going on with lack of trust in the not the elected government, but the government that's running things in states and this country in some places these days. Wow, it's partly. And I would postulate that it's primarily due to the censorship and the propaganda and attacks on people that want to put facts out that they know are real but they can't because it goes against the narrative.
100%. It all is all tied together. I was thinking, the other great thing that came out of all this is who would have thought that we would find out that Whoopi's real first name was Karen? So Whoopi is literally a Karen, Colonel. I mean, who knew, right? The gifts just keep coming with this story.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when this broke, everyone started digging in. Her real name is Karen Elaine Johnson.
Son of a gun. You made me laugh, man. I'm going to have to get a drink of water.
But you're absolutely right. I mean, it's everything we're seeing in this country. They're not looking into what they should be looking into, and it's just, it's like an old school David Copperfield Vegas musician. It's like, hey, look over here, and while you're looking over here, they're doing the complete opposite of what they should be doing. And you did bring up Neil Young, so the only reason why I knew who Neil Young was is because I grew up in the South and I listened to a lot of Sweet Home Alabama as a teenager. So I knew who he was in the song, right? Where it was probably the first real diss album was Sweet Home Alabama attacking him for him attacking their heritage.
Yeah, that's right. And still the greatest band in the world, Leonard Skinner.
I can't argue. I'm in Arkansas.
If you haven't listened to Simple Man by Leonard Skinner, listen to it today. Get the words to it. You'll see why I said it's the greatest band in the history of mankind. Neil Young, who takes those guys seriously, except for themselves, and apparently some other ones that are Joni Mitchell and some other people that are trying to get Joe Rogan off of Spotify. But I think I wish Joe hadn't even feigned an apology on behalf of Spotify because he is he's not a conservative. He's not really a leftist. He's an apolitical guy in the middle. He's what I call an American. That's what Americans pretty much are. When you look at our documents, we don't talk about conservatism and liberalism and leftism and all that stuff. We just talking about American values and what we were founded on. And Joe has all kinds of people on. I have all kinds of people on. I've had people on the show that don't agree with me, and that's fine. I go on shows all the time. People ask me to come on their show, and I know they're leftists. So, that's okay. It's okay. I appreciate being given an opportunity to talk about what I think in an audience that is not just an echo chamber. I'm not saying my audience is an echo chamber, because I have a very good audience that's very broad based, and they keep me straight and honest, which is the good thing.
That's a great thing.
Yeah. So we got the Whoopi Joe Rogan fiasco thing.